Hey guys, we're back out in the shop today waiting on some parts for our 64 build. So we've got a little free time again. So we are going to get back on our Project Fox. So at the end of the last episode, we got it in primer, and I haven't really messed with it until this morning. And this morning I sprayed on a guide coat, and all I did for that was just take a cheap can of spray paint, black, and just dust it over the whole car. You guys can kind of see it. I didn't really apply the paint, just a nice dusting over the whole thing. And they have actual stuff, guide coat stuff you can use for this, but I just used black spray paint. And what that does is that sinks into your low spots. This black spray paint will sink into all of your low spots in the body. So anywhere that your bodywork is not 100% underneath your primer, it will actually stick to that. And then you will know to either keep sanding that spot, or you can apply a filler, if it's really low. But most of the time, if you got good thick primer, you can sand it all out. And that's when we'll come back with our second coat of primer. And then that'll be our last coat before paint. So let's get the sanding tools out and get this stuff sanded. All right, when we're sanding this, the first coat of primer, I usually use, anywhere from 80 grit to 220, but usually I'll start at 220, and I'll start filing it all out and making sure my body lines are 100% perfect. These Foxes do have a few body lines that are pretty prominent right in here, but I'll go ahead and sand it all out with the file and everything that's flat that I can get, and then I'll take my small block. Here's the file paper. It just comes in a roll. Then I'll take my block for the smaller areas with just 220 on a block. And then that's actually DA paper for the dual action sander, but you can use it on a block, no problem. Anyway, I'll sand it all out with 220. And then we'll come back and dust another coat of primer on it, and hopefully have this thing ready for paint here soon. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, guys, we've been whacking at it for a couple hours now, and we're sanding off the first coat, and you can see I clearly burnt through in plenty areas. There's a little bit of filler that I put on under. There's some more. There's a little bit of metal. So you can see clearly that my body work, as much as I thought it was great or perfect, it was not. And that's the benefit of doing two primers and sanding it and blocking it. Now my next primer will go on, and I'll block it with 800 or 600 grit wet sand paper, and then this thing will be ready for paint. But I just wanted you guys to see the effects of the guide coat. You can see here there's still a little bit in this groove that I didn't sand out, and here there's none on the body. But down here you can clearly see a low spot. Now I thought, I had got it all out, but as you can tell, I didn't. There's a little bit of a low spot, so that's gonna need just a tiny little bit of filler. Not much, it's not very low, but enough that you would notice it underneath your paint, so we're not gonna leave that. We'll sand this a little bit, put a little bit of filler on it, and block it back out, and then on our next prime that will be covered and perfect. All right, guys, let's set up over here on the other side and get it sanded. All right, we got the other side all sanded, completely blocked it out. You guys can see that body line real nice now. Yeah, it's looking good. Tons of burn through, and that's okay. You can see the metal in a lot of spots. You can see old paint. We're going to cover that all back up with another coat of primer. So next we'll clean this off. We'll blow it all off with an air wand and wipe it all down with some wax and grease remover and give it another shot of primer. We'll be back. All right, guys, we're back. We've got our second coat of primer on. After we blocked everything out, our first one we had tons of burn throughs, you guys seen. This one here seals all that up and fills all the pinholes, any that was left. We don't want to leave anything like that. This makes sure all your sand and scratches and everything's filled. From here, we will just take some 800 grit wet sand, or 600, something like that, and scuff this up, and it'll be ready to paint. All right, we are back. Second coat of primer has been blocked out. I used 600 grit wet sandpaper and a soft block, and just block the whole thing out one last time. That's just going to make sure there's nothing left. It's going to be slick, no pits, no pinholes. All of our body lines look good. Everything turned out real nice up top. Next, we're going to go ahead and give this a real good thorough wipe down, and we will get ready to give it a spray. I'm excited, guys. It's been a long time. I'm excited to finally get some paint on it. So let's set up the tripod and we'll get to spraying this thing. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, guys, we're back. We got everything wiped down with our wax and grease remover and tack cloth, and that eliminates all of our dust, the tack cloth, off of the body. And then we wet our floor out with the garden hose all around, and that'll keep our dust to a minimum as we spray. And we'll show you guys the color. Calypso. Sweet color. Can't wait to start spraying. All right, guys. Let's set this tripod up and we'll start spraying. All right, guys, coat one is on. Here it is. Tell me what you think of the collar. Hit that like, hit that dislike if you don't like it. Tell me in the comments. This is just our first coat. We'll put a couple more on it. And then we'll put about 3 coats of clear on. As soon as this finishes drying a little bit, we'll go back with our tack cloth and make sure there's no dust or anything settled on it. and then we'll come back with our second coat. We'll be back. All right, guys, we're back. Second coat is sprayed and dry. We already took a tack cloth over it and got all the dust off. And this collar looks beautiful. It looks a little bit different on camera. It looks more green here to me in person, but if looking through the camera here, it looks like it has more of a bluish tint, but it's really beautiful. It's laying out nice. So let's set this tripod back up and we'll put the third one on, and then we'll be ready for some clear. All right, guys, third and final coat of base is on. It's been tacked and we've got the tripod set up. We're going to go ahead and start shooting the clear. Give us a like if you like what you see so far, guys. Here we go. All right, guys, coat one clear. It's on. It's looking slick. It's looking slick. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. You guys liking it? It's turning out really nice. Very little trash, barely any buffing. I'm not going to time lapse the rest of this. I'm just going to go ahead and shut the camera off so I don't get a whole bunch of clear coat stuck to it, and blast these other two coats on real quick, and it'll be time to clean up and go to work. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, guys, we are back. We got everything unmasked. We got it all sprayed off, wiped down. And this is no sanding and buffing yet. There's still a little bit of trash in the paint. You'll see here and there. Very, very little. It laid out really slick. Really slick. I'm loving it. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. It turned out good. We will hurry up and get the doors and fenders sprayed, hopefully in the next few weeks. Parts have already started to come in for the 64, as you can see over there. So we will probably get on that and make some money and leave this thing sitting for a little bit. But after we get all the doors and fenders painted and everything put back together, we will start the hunt for a used Explorer 5.0. We found out that our block we had a damaged cylinder wall. It's pretty rough. Probably going to take 20 or 30 thousandths to clean that up, and I really don't want to spend the money on new rotating assembly for this block. This started as a budget build, and that's kind of the way I want to keep it. So instead of spending, you know, $1,500 on that, I've found a couple of used blocks around, short blocks for $500, $600. So to keep the budget theme going and trying to save myself some money, we're going to find one of those and throw it in here, and we will bolt our turbo to it after we clean it up a little bit. And we'll be making some turbo noises soon. If you guys are liking the car, if you like what you see so far, if you love how the Buster, the rotten fox, turned out, not so rotten anymore, I guess, but let me know in the comments. Give me a like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. If you guys want to see this thing come on alive, we hope to have it running by summer. Let's see if we can do it, guys. Let's get some motivation. All right, guys. That's it for the Buster today. I hope you enjoyed the paint. I hope you learned something. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button. And yeah, if you guys are as excited as me, make sure you leave me a comment. We are hoping to have this thing going by, midsummer. So let's hope we can do it. Thanks for watching, guys.